Kamala Harris, what the hell you think this book tour is doing? Your political career is over. It's over. I don't say that with a smile on my face. I don't say that proudly. I say it with utter disgust because I wished better for you. But when we talk about you in this book, we're talking about you calling out Josh Shapiro and Pete Buttigieg and the Obamas and Tim Walz and Joe Biden. Everybody but you. Where's the accountability?
The Democrats are leaking oil, man. This situation is getting worse by the day, right? So you have Stephen A. Smith using his platform to just totally obliterate Kamala Harris with this book, right? Where she's talking about Joe Biden, she's talking about Obama, she's talking about so many people saying that they sabotaged her run. They didn't make, they didn't do the things that they were supposed to do because they didn't want a woman there, right? And he's saying that she didn't take no accountability. So he was doing an interview with Bill Maher, and Bill Maher, Bill Maher talked about running for president. He's been very critical of the Democratic Party because he was a staunch Democrat for years, right? And he's saying that the Democrats have lost their base because they've gotten away from what it is to be a Democrat, right? This is what they're saying. So Bill Maher said that Stephen A. Smith should run for president. He should be a candidate. Like the Democrats is just messing up, man. They lost a lot of their base in regards to black folks, especially black men. Now, we know that black people went out and still, the majority of black men still went out and voted for Kamala. But when we're 13% of the population and you have a portion of our black men go to the other side and some of our women, that's a problem. That's a problem because for many years, we voted specifically for the Democratic Party. But with these immigration policies under the Biden administration, the things with the trans situation under the Biden administration, it left a bad taste in a lot of the black people's mouths, especially with the funding that they was doing right in front of our faces for these immigrants that's coming in and you putting them in the black communities. Well, Stephen A. Smith, he talked about this, right? And he went on to Cuomo, and he all last year, he was going around really calling out the Democratic Party and holding them accountable for a lot of things, right? Now we know that Roland Martin, he's very upset about this, and he doesn't like this. But let's look at some of the things that Stephen A. Smith said first, and then we'll get to Roland.
When I'm abhorring or lamenting the state of affairs within the Democratic Party, I'm basically talking about what they were focusing on. They may be doing things on the state and local level and may deserve an abundance of credit for it, but that's not the message that we were receiving. And you know why we weren't receiving that message? Because they didn't think they could sell it to us. They didn't think that that would be good enough. They wanted to make sure, we're going to point to racism. We're going to guilt you into voting for us. We're not going to talk about the things that we're doing positively. We're going to talk about what the other side is doing negatively to engage in fear mongering to help you through fear factor go our way instead of theirs. And it didn't work this time. And to be quite honest with you, even though I might not like some of the things I'm seeing from the Trump administration thus far, the bottom line is I'm glad it didn't work because I think for the longest time, black Americans have played the role of suckers to the Democratic Party. They've guilted us into voting for them, making us feel as if we're going to be ostracized, creating division within our own communities or what have you to get our vote, instead of saying to us, hey, this is what we will do for you, and it will work better than what they're offering. Listen, I got a lot of problems with Donald Trump, a whole lot of problems. I truly, truly do. But I will say this, I can't say the man has done nothing right. I can't say that the border situation hasn't improved. I can't say that I can't ignore that the economy hasn't fallen, that's fallen apart. I'm still waiting for the results of the tariff war, the real results. I'm still waiting for him to resolve the Ukraine-Russian war, and it's nice to see him speak in favor of Ukraine for a change. But to say you can't think of anything that he has done shows the partisanship, how flagrant it is, how unproductive or counterproductive it is, and how she was not the right person to lead this country. And she, as far as I'm concerned, is done in politics. I cannot see the Democratic Party supporting her one iota moving forward.
So Stephen A. Smith was using grassroots talking points to go after the Democrats, right? And the Democrats don't like that because the Democrats don't like being questioned. They used to telling black folks what to think, how to think, when to think, and to shut up and dribble. That's what the Democrats is used to doing. So the Republicans seeing this and saying, hey man, listen, you got nothing else to lose. You might as well just come over here. Trump actually said that out of his mouth, right? And when he wanted to sit down and talk with blacks, the Democrats were staunchly against it. But show me what under the Democratic Party, right? Show me what black community is going to look like by 2035, 2040, right? I'm not saying that the Republicans is the right way either, because I don't rock with them either, right? Republicans have always told you that they don't rock with you to your face. Always. They let you know that you're not included. The Democrats put their arm around you and create programs to keep you running on a hamster wheel to make you think that they with you when they're not. They're not. They was never there to make you elevate past them or make you elevate to the point where you don't need them. No. That's why under these Democrats, you're being gentrified out of your communities. They bringing people in to replace you. They bringing in people that look like you to speak on behalf of you. All this is being done under the Democrats, right? And they've been doing this stuff, right? So his meeting with Bill Maher went like this.
Who's the candidate on the left that can somehow derail him? Because I don't see anybody with a national presence that can pull that off. Where are you on that?
I see somebody right here in my Zoom camera, and by the way, only for you, Zoom. I hate Zoom, but for you. Where's the Stephen A. Smith presidential bubble?
No. I'd have to give up too much money, Bill. I'd have to give up too much money. I'm not giving up my money, man. I'm not giving up my money.
Yeah. Money. They'll give you a free plane from Qatar. Are you kidding? You don't worry about money. You don't need money when you're the president. You think the president carries money?
No, not
he doesn't need
years.
money.
Not for 8 years. Probably need it after that.
Well,
but go ahead.
Well, the Democrats, the reason why, I'm taking you a little more seriously for this is because the Democrats definitely need an outsider. I mean, I'm going to give you a little preview of something I'm working on that'll be on our show one of these weeks at the end as an editorial. To me, the Democratic Party is a ghost brand. You know what a ghost brand is? It's like Sears or, General Electric. It's still a company, Abercrombie and Fitch, but they've really fallen on hard times.
Yeah.
But they've been around for a long time. So there is value in, it's an asset, right? Because there are still people who know of the company, and if you could have somebody take it over, who's not sentimental about that company and, relaunch it, rebrand it. But it would have to be somebody who is unapologetic about calling them out. People have lost faith in the Democratic Party for very good reasons. You're the only one I hear who doesn't look like he cares what the other Democrats will say about it.
I don't care. I really don't.
Right, I know.
I don't give a damn what they say. I really don't.
I know. And it's somebody, I don't either. I'm right where you are. We're very close on all these things. And I think somebody with that kind of abandon is the only person who is going to win back former Democratic voters who have switched over.
So now Roland Martin, he saw this, and Roland Martin went crazy. He was incensed. He was upset. But this is the thing. Roland Martin said basically his criticism to the Democratic Party was the same as Stephen A. Snitches. Look, if y'all don't believe me, look.
Definitely gonna do it. So what do Democrats do? They play by the rules. And then what do Republicans do when Trump gets in? They change them. They're like, yeah, we're gonna move these nominees. They go ahead and do it. Republicans lay out Project 2025, a damn near 1,000-page document, and says, if you put us back in, we're going to do all of these things. They literally gave them the playbook. Every time I think about this, I think about Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer says, if we run the wishbone the way we're supposed to run the wishbone, you will never be able to stop us. That's what they did. The problem is, we had a bunch of dumbass people who are progressives or independents who said, okay, I know they did Project 2025, but I don't really think they're going to actually do what they wrote down. Really? Who spends 3 years putting together a massive plan that's damn near 1,000 pages and then go, we were just joking? No, they were very serious. And so this is a moment for serious people in serious times. Not a Stephen A. Smith, not a Bill Maher, not some other damn entertainer who talks on television, but then when you actually have to deal with the thorny issues, it's a whole different conversation. And that's what we're talking about. And so, sure, Stephen A. can pontificate and blow hard, and he can go on Chris Cuomo, and then he can go on CNN. He can do all of that stuff. That ain't governing. And so the stupidity of the Bill Maher's of the world is to act like, oh my God, there are no Democrats who can run. Let's see. You have a governor reelected in Illinois, J.B. Pritzker. You got a governor in Maryland, Wes Moore. You got a governor in Michigan, Gretchen Whitmer. You got a governor in Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro. You got a governor in California, Gavin Newsom. You got a governor in Kentucky, Andy Beshear. And we ain't even talking about the other folks who might be United States senators or in Congress as well. That's what we're dealing with. So I think it's stupid to somehow suggest, oh, Democrats don't have anybody who could run. Vice President Kamala Harris could run again. We know Pete Buttigieg plans on running again. And so you're going to have 8 to 10 to 12 Democrats who actually run. But if they're going to win, what they have to do is that they actually put together, the Obama coalition was there, which means you're going to have to actually talk to people. You're going to have to invest in African Americans. You're going to have to stop listening to these white, dumbass Democratic strategists who won't spend money on blacks and Latinos because they're still chasing that mythical, invisible white woman in the suburbs who ain't voting for the Democrats. So the way you win is you actually appeal to your base. And what you also do is you be a Democrat who has the guts and the courage to go to some broke-ass, red, white, uneducated, unhealthy places and say, guess what? Why y'all asses keep voting against your own interests? See, to me, if I'm a Democrat running, you know what I do? I go to West Virginia and I say, hey, West Virginia, here are the stats. You at the bottom in education, the bottom in health care, the bottom in wages, all these categories. So, do y'all voted for this person? Oh, did y'all see how he or she voted on education? How they voted on health care? How they voted on right to work? And you go, so can y'all explain to me what the hell y'all doing? Then when you leave West Virginia, hop on over to South Carolina. Then go to Tennessee. Then go to Arkansas. Then Mississippi. Then Louisiana, do Florida, going over to Texas, is having real conversations. But what I'm sick and tired of are these idiots who throw this out every damn time. I did Earn Your Leisure. They threw out, oh man, Steph Curry. I was like, are you out of your mind? And I love Steph, great basketball player, okay? But I'm not tossing out Steph Curry's name to be the goddamn president of the United States. That to me is what's stupid. And we keep having these dumbass conversations by these media people. So I just have one thing to say. And again, me and Stephen A. cool. We talk and we text. You know what? Y'all can have these dumbass television conversations, but the rest of us are in real America in real time. And what we don't need is a goddamn entertainer trying to run to the president of the United States.
So I'll say this, right? The funny thing is, he's saying the same thing Stephen A. Smith was saying, right? Because you need to go back to black folks and cater to your base. You need to listen to what the black folks have been telling you, right? And stop trying to just do what you want to do, right? This immigration situation, like y'all keep talking about this black and brown. Brown people don't talk about black people. I've never heard, I watch these brown stations. They never ever say black and brown. They talk about what their issues is as they should. We are the only one talking POC and black and brown. That's us. Nobody else. Right? The Latino group don't care nothing about our issues. They outnumbering us now. But they still talking this black and brown foolishness, right? And like he said, they need to go into some of these poor white places, these MAGA places, and lure some of them in. His same criticism for the Democratic Party is the same that Stephen A. Smith was saying. And they're mad. They're mad because he's coming after Kamala, right? Because Kamala's a woman. They're using her as a woman. Let me ask the black community something. And I want you guys out there to be honest with me. 100% honest with me. You guys are out here talking about MAGA. You talking about Trump being racist as if he's the worst president ever, as if he was worse than Woodrow Wilson or any of these other presidents, Taft and so many others, right? Andrew Johnson and I'm just saying, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, as if he was worse than any of these other presidents, right? This is the question I have, though. Because we talk about racism. Kamala is not a black American, number one. Number two, she has a W husband. So the question that I'm asking you guys is this. Is the only white people in this W folks in this country that's racist are Republicans? So you telling me the Dems, the W Dems are not racist either? So she can come as cosplaying as a black woman. Well, I'm not gonna say because as a so-called black woman with a W husband, right? And we just accept that. So if we accept that, then why are we complaining about racism? I'm confused. I need somebody to help me with that. If we're complaining, because I don't rock with Trump either, I think all of them are racist. Every last one of them are racist. I don't like Trump. I don't like Kamala. I don't like none of them. None of them are for foundational black Americans at all. But the question that I'm asking is, if Obama was running and his wife was white, would he become president? No. We all know that. So we could run all the bull crap. We know that would have never happened. And he would have been ridiculed for even doing that, right? And he's not a black American FBA. Kamala's not FBA, and she's coming with a W husband. And we just okay with it? What is the black American agenda? What do we want for ourselves as a people? These are the questions that got to be asked, and those are the questions that got to be answered. So I'm going to cut this video short here, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, and leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.